Hi, and welcome to the intro video for Transparency Maker. In this video, I'm going to do something a little bit differently. I decided to just record myself working rather than me try to make a separate video and try to get everything perfect. So I'm sure I'm going to make a lot of mistakes, but I thought it'd be more interesting just to record what I'm doing, and maybe you can enjoy watching me actually work. And if you don't, then, obviously go do something else. But if you're still here, okay. This is iClone, which is the animation software that I'm learning. I bought this little cartoon town set to make for the intro video, and when I plopped this house onto the set, this wallpaper here was kind of perfect for a transparency. It looks like it, so I thought this house became the transparency maker. So I bought this little red image and created this text in cooltext.com, and I created this little cylinder here. I thought it'd be kind of interesting to turn this into an upside down pencil eraser, kind of a giant one like this. I bought this image here and I thought it'd be, just kind of neat. So I needed to trim this image up to get rid of this and the white. So I thought it'd be a good video to make for Transparency Maker. So let's go ahead and get started. I just wanted to show you why I was making this video before I go into Transparency Maker. So I'm going to minimize iClone. This is Transparency Maker. Usually I use Visual Studio in my videos, but I'm just using the exe for this. Okay, so here's the pencil small, because the stock photos I buy are sometimes 4,000 or 5,000 pixels by 5,000. So it's really, this program does get slower on really large images, but we'll go ahead and just show you a quick demo. This is the color picker. When you open your image up, this Transparency Maker reads your image and creates a pixel info database. So each pixel, you have the red RGB values, the alpha, the X and Y. This is the total, which is just the sum of RGB. And here there's a few other values. I'm not going to go into all of them, but basically they're just values you can use in your queries. Which is, would you come over here, this is using a language I invented called Bitmap Query Language, or BQL. If you're a SQL Server developer, this will look eerily familiar. If you're not familiar with SQL, you can learn it really quickly, and it's not a bad thing to have on your resume. So first we're going to just say hide pixels where total is greater than 765. Now for the mathematically aware, you'll realize that it's impossible to be greater than 765 with 255 times 3. But greater than and greater than means the same thing as greater than or equal to. So I just made it greater than for short. That did a pretty good job. You notice it left some of the shadow over here, but I'm going to show you how to go ahead and get rid of that. The first thing I'm going to do is get close down here to about right there. And I am going to get the X and Y values, and I am just going to say X greater than 101, Y greater than 506, and just put each criteria on their own line. I realize I could have written a more robust query parser, but this is designed just to, it was quick and dirty at first, and then now it's what you see. So when I do that, and I'm going to make that number down just to see what kind of numbers, what kind of 5, probably the brightest. So we'll just say total and greater than 500. Doesn't really matter because there's nothing in there. Okay, we can actually just make that 0. We don't even need this line here, sorry. Just apply that because I've got that. And I would probably, if I worked on this program some more, I'm sure I would build some sliders. Or if I had more time. But if you think about Google, when they started their company, they put a web page with a text box and a button on it. So keep that in mind when you build these really fancy user interfaces that spend months or years to develop. So I kind of learned a valuable lesson from that. Okay, so now I'm down to this little area over here by the head of the pencil, and I'm going to show you how to use the draw line tool, which I think is pretty cool. So here I'm going to say draw line, and I'm going to give it a line thickness of 2, and the other 2 I'm not really sure about, and I'll look that up one of these days. But for now, I'm going to click the color picker to draw the first point of the line, And then to draw the second point of the line, you'll notice the little info box here is in our way. So I'm going to hide it for just a second and turn it back on. And that will give us our second point, probably about right there. And notice it kind of left a gap there, but I'll just fill that in. And I'm going to say now repeat down, and I'm going to say, oh, I'll go about 16 and 2. Okay, and what that's going to do, it's going to draw the, as you see, it blanks out an area, but it actually does this in a copy of your image. It creates a copy of the image, it loads the pixel database again. That's why this takes a little while, and then it reads the new copied database and figures out which pixels were just erased, and then comes back to the original image and actually erases. So that's why this is a little bit slower than some of the other queries, but it actually works. And there may be some, people can tell me what program they use that, that they think is better than this. Maybe there may be some, and I am just not aware of it. That's not I've reinvented the wheel many, many times. But this time I'm going to say repeat left, and I'll also, this one, I'll just go 16 and 2, that's again. And you can say repeat left, down, up, or right. So, and you see I didn't go quite far enough. I'm not even going to bother. I would go to paint.net, but I'll just finish it up here just to show you. And this shouldn't, again, take a few more seconds, but this is, it's just something that, one day I will probably build some controls, or if any volunteers want to build some controls that would, I'm sure I could see some pretty cool slide. I'll just get the X value here and just say X is, all we have to do here is just say hide. And by the way, hide is the same. The full syntax is hide pixels where, but the shortcut is just hide, and I can just say X is less than 31, and that'll get rid of that little leftover white area. And then now I'm going to save my image. I'll just call this pencil small transparent. Okay, so I'll go ahead and close that program. And I'm going to show you one last thing before I go, just an image that I showed in one of the other videos that I thought was kind of neat. In Transparency Maker, let me go to the repo. Here's the Data Juggler shared repo. Sorry, I've got this set wrong. Here's Transparency Maker. And I've got a samples directory somewhere. Let me see, I don't think that's it. Nope, here it is, samples. Okay, this is the one. This is one of those that, just imagine if you're, I'm not a graphics artist, or, don't even claim to be one, but if your, boss or someone said, hey, I need you to get rid of the black on this image. Well, I'm going to open it up, and this was paint.net. I'm going to now use, we'll just say, sorry, got too many things I can't close right now. Okay, so we'll go back, and I'll just close this image, and I'm going to reopen. Sorry, I should have opened that image with this program instead of, okay, so we'll go back to projects, GitHub, Data Juggler, Transparency Maker, images, samples. Okay. So this is the pipes, and let this load the database. And I'm just going to say hide pixels where total less than 20, and we'll just see what that does. It does a pretty good job. Kind of messes up a little bit in here, but I'm not going to worry about it for this. But I wanted to just show you that would be difficult to me in any other graphics program, but I'm sure there's probably some that people can tell me what's out there for some of the color replacing tools that are fancy. But I'm going to stop this video. I just want to make a quick video, and I will hopefully, by the time you watch the intro video, there may be a little pixel, an upside down. I'm not going to finish making the pencil right now in iClone, but hopefully by the time you watch this will be a upside down giant pixel eraser. So thanks for watching. Have a good night, or morning, or whatever time it is for you.